What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast.
Damn, dude.
This is a show where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Some really real authentic shit. Stuff that's universal and timeless. We're out here to create timeless classics. And that's what we do here at the Damn Dude Podcast. Welcome to the family, because this is a family. We talk the real shit and we help and make sure that we educate, entertain, and make an impact on lives and create as many perspectives and contexts available for everybody. Because I truly believe that the more access we have to different contexts in life and different perspectives, the more we have the ability to understand. And the more we have the ability to understand, the more being curious becomes fun, and continuously learning becomes fun. And life is easier and funner when you have access to more perspectives. If you understand why rednecks do what rednecks do, and you understand why, I don't know, like what's the opposite of a redneck? Like a suit and tie does what they do. If you're wondering why, you know what I mean? Like all these things we all have. What the hell happened to my pen? Sorry, my pen like leaked everywhere. It's kind of weird. It's not even that kind of pen. Weird. Anyway, sorry. Just got distracted from my. But anyway, I'm your host, California Cal. Let's just jump right into this bitch. This is season 2, episode 50 of the Damn Dude Podcast. I'm your host, California Cal. I have to say, I'm one of the few cool ass Californians left out here. There's a handful of us. And we still exist, so don't forget about us, you guys, because, yo, we not all of us lost our minds out here. Yeah. So, Father's Day, yo, like, that shit's a trip. It was Father's Day this weekend. I also want to apologize to the people who really, like, rely on the show being out on time. I apologize because we're coming out a little bit late today. I could give you all the reasons and all that, but you know what? It's all good. The point is that it gets done. I do this for free anyways. I pay to do this. I pay to give you guys these episodes every month, actually. And I go broke and this and that. And, you know, well, maybe not. I went, whatever. I was just thinking, like, dude, Father's Day's a trip, man. It had me so depressed, dude. Like, I felt... it's weird. I kept jumping back and forth between like feeling hella depressed and then at the same time just feeling so grateful. And I'm like, this is a weird place to be in, you know? And I realized why I was feeling so upset was because I miss my oldest son. I haven't got to see him in so long. He's out in Mexico right now too. So like, I'm like, fuck, man, I miss him so much. And like, I don't know. It's like I didn't get a call or nothing. And I know he got in trouble from his phone and electronics and all that. And at the same time, I was kind of being a baby about it. Well, it's like, well, you know, it's like I don't want him just to call just for the sake of Father's Day. Like I want him to call because he wants to call, you know? But no, so it's like it's not even on him, you know? He got in trouble from his electronics and all that. And then I mentioned that. So it's like I can't, you know what I mean? Like what's somebody supposed to do if you say that, you know? So I realized that's kind of me like self-sabotaging myself and kind of playing this like being like feeling sorry for myself sort of game that I don't realize that I'm doing in the moment, you know, until I step back and I'm like, ah, shit, like, well, no wonder this turned out this way. Like A plus B equals C, 1 plus 2 equals 3, you know, like that's just how it works. So yeah, man, it's a trip. Like I don't know, man. Father's Day's interesting. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of it. It's a weird thing. I feel like, in my experience, Father's Day is either the sickest thing ever or the shittiest thing ever. Like, there's not really an in-between. Because if you see people who, like, you know are always fucking off and, like, aren't up to, like, necessarily, like, contributing anything good to the world, and they're raising kids, and it's like, well, I mean, that's good, but like there's people who exist who are raising non-contributive people, and it shows by how they do stuff, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their place, you know. But the thing is, it's like you see them like, oh, the best dad ever. It's like, bro, like, what do you do? Like, And like, it's easy now that social media exists because you're exposed to it everywhere, you know? So it just makes me be all like irrational with my thoughts because it's like societal expectations, what I see, you know, all the outside shit. It's not like you don't see behind the doors. You don't see how much this person's wife like despises him and fucking won't have sex with him and won't even like look up to speak to them from their phone or like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like we don't see all that, but it's like a lot of people just play the game and it's like, all right, I'll appreciate you today. Well, let's have your day. Let's have your moment. Like I would rather it not be like that for me. And I realize because that I choose that, I have to like understand that when people aren't like, hey, happy this, happy that, congratulations, this, that, it's because it's like I'm creating, it's like that I don't want that same experience. But it's weird because the ego and like the conditioning I've had from society wants that. But that's not really who I am and what I'm about and what I stand for and what I care about. You know what I mean? Like Father's Day is whatever because I just learned recently that Father's Day is like, it spans over several different months, depending what culture. Like, for example, I learned that in Ukraine, their Father's Day is like, what did she tell me? One of my clients is from Ukraine, and she was telling me that it's like 3 weeks or a month earlier, but it's the same Sunday every single year is how they determine Father's Day, as where I think here in the United States, I believe that we just keep the same date. Like, I don't think it's just like, oh, it's automatically this first or whatever Sunday or second Sunday or whatever, you know. Whoa. That was weird. I just like lost my breath. That was trippy. I like forgot how to inhale. You guys ever have that happen where you like forget how to breathe? The fuck was that? Oh my goodness. Yes, thank you. I have a client says she'll move times, and I so needed this because this gives me the time to actually like slow down and record more of this episode. So I need to respond to this 1 second. You guys, I'm saying awesome, comma, sounds, no, delete. Awesome, comma, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being flexible. I'll see you guys then. Exclamation mark. Boom. Bam. Sent. Okay. Awesome. We got to handle this shit. Like I said, dude. Oh yeah. Part of my reasoning why this is late is because I'm all like, yeah, fuck your excuses. Blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you, because just for the sake of reality, this is not an excuse. This is just me sharing reality. Currently, I'm full-time dadding. I'm full-time taking care of the dog. I'm full-time trying to run this business. I'm full-time going to business meetings by myself. I'm full-time handling all my like personal shit, all my finances, all my everything. I'm getting overloaded with messages and calls and all this. I need an assistant. I need help, man. Like it's becoming way too much and I'm getting eaten alive. So if podcast comes a little bit late here and there, you guys, like I said, I'm paying to do this for you guys. Like I'm not making money here. Like this is for the sake of creating a legacy and creating something dope for people to not only remember me by and know who I am and where I stood in life. Like this personally was really, this exists for my kids, and so on. Because I really believe that if they have the context and perspective of the life of their great grandpa, and hours of recordings of how he feels going through a pandemic, creating business, creating life, saving lives, helping people, parenting, this, that, whatever the hell it is that I do, that's going to give them a perspective on why they are the way they are and why the family is the way it is and why the family's shaped the way it is and how we got to that point. Who fucked it up? Who helped it? Who made it better? Who what? Who this? Not that it matters, but it's just, I feel like it helps so much. Because think about it. If you imagine, if you had recordings of your parents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, what if you had hours of podcast recording from them? I would listen to every fucking minute and go through all of it. It's like, that's so fascinating, you know? Like a couple hundred years from now, that That's crazy. You know, it's like, what's the legacy that you left behind? And this is kind of what I want my kids to know is like, dude, create your legacy. This is what I think is important about parenting and all this whole Father's Day. Like, what does it mean to me? You know, like ultimately being a father to me means to set the best example possible through my actions in life. Now, whether I have a lot of stuff or a little stuff, I want to set the example that I will always practice gratitude. I will practice gratitude. I do practice gratitude, and I will continue to learn something new every single day. Like, I realize that I have to give myself credit for this is if I look back to me at the same time last year, I was homeless. I was just completely, like heartbroken and lost and shattered and just felt like a shell of a man, you know? Business is, everything in my life is just floundering. And it's like, I do this and this falls apart. 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 And it's like, motherfucker, everything is going opposite of what I want. Like, for example, I bought a whole ass pizza so me and Ro can eat it for the next couple days. I set it on the table. We go walk the dog and come back. And fucking ants ate 75% of our whole pizza. Like, we had already eaten some, but I was letting it cool off so I could put it in the fridge. I'm just like, this is a fucking representation of my life. It's like, I got 75% of the shit good to go. We're rocking. Or it's like, no, sorry. It's like, I enjoyed the 25%. I got that shit good to go. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for it. And then my 75% just gets fucking eaten by ants. It gets wiped out by situations or some bullshit stuff or made up allegations or just bullshit, you know? And it's like, this is where I'm like, all right, man, like, what am I going to do? All I know is that the truth will set me free. And I got to stand in truth, reality, and present time. And I know that if I can continue to practice being grateful, that helps me stay in reality and present time. And I guess to kind of get back to what my point was, is like, what I want my kids to know is that, dude, and any future generation living on through this, anybody else, I don't really have the right to tell them, like, hey, you should do this. But I highly suggest everybody, like, take on doing shit that you love, because when life is harder, because life is always going to be hard. It's like I heard earlier, it's like, dude, if you think the universe is, I'm butchering the quote, but this is my interpretation now, is like, if you really think that the universe was designed for your comfort, if you think the universe was designed around your comfort and your ease, you're fucking tripping. Like, that's the most destructive thought to mankind. Because the reality is like, the moment that you take on having a purpose, problems begin to exist. Because you've declared something and you've owned something, and then it creates a ripple effect. You can't throw a rock in the water and there not be a ripple. You know what I mean? Even if you don't see it or whatever, like, it happens if the water's moving or whatever. Like, if we really don't understand that once you declare something and once you want to create something, the life in the universe and the world and situationally, it's going to have to push back just because you declared it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same way that, like, I'm trying to think what way to put this. Like, so many different things are running through my brain about it. But, like, let's say if you become a cop, you're going to see far more criminals. Plain and simple. Because you've declared that as your position. So now that is your position, the world has to react to you as that position. So this is where it's like, okay, I'm going to practice being grateful. The world's going to push back because I declare that I'm living as a person who lives in gratitude and appreciation. So the world's going to have to test me with things that are really going to test me and try me. Now, the thing is like, how am I going to handle that test? What am I going to do with the test? How do I pass the test? Am I even going to take the test, or am I just going to ignore the test? You know, and like, I feel like a lot of us just ignore the test. And that's why a lot of us end up and stay stuck, like really stuck in shitty relationships, shitty situations, shitty jobs, shitty ways of thinking, shitty ways of doing things. And this is where I'm looking back and it's like, holy shit, the same time last year, I wasn't reading every day. I had started reading books, but I wasn't like reading or learning every single day. I was most days, but not every single day. Now today, I'm like really, really learning something new every single day. And it's via podcasts, it's via listening or recording them, doing my business, just being out at work, doing what I do there. There's a million different ways that this looks and shows up, you know? And ultimately, like I said, what I want my kids and my future generation to know, and I suggest everybody else know, is like, do you. Who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? It doesn't fucking matter. Like, anybody else's opinion doesn't matter unless you value that person's opinion. Now, we can choose whose opinion we choose to value. And this is the thing, is a lot of times we don't value our own opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, dude.
Now, this goes both ways, because it's like, there's what we know what's good for us, and then there's like, there's that opinion, like in your heart, in your gut, in your objective thinking of yourself. In that thinking, like, are you valuing your own opinion, or are you letting your ego and pained opinion of yourself dictate what the next move is? You know what I mean? Because it's like, there's how we feel about things, but oftentimes we feel two different ways about the same thing. Think about the person that you love. Think about your kids. Think about your whoever, right? Like your friends, your best friends, your cousins, your whoever. There's things that we absolutely love about these people and things that we absolutely despise about these people. And I look at this in the world of teaching babies to swim. That's what I do. Fin to swim. I truly believe, and that part of my purpose on this planet is to teach and show kids how to save their own lives in the water and essentially just have fun. Like, they're learning how to have fun, but what they're actually learning, like what they think they're learning, is how to have fun, which they are, but they're really learning how to save their own lives. But boil that down just a notch smaller and really deeper down, my next level of purpose on this planet is to ensure and promote and create fun where I go and in the things that I do. And if I can't create fun, then I'm going to create something that's real. You know what I mean? I think that's the most contributive way that I could live my life, is in that manner. You know what I'm saying? So like, we all have two different opinions about the same thing. So when I look at the swim industry, I'll be honest with you, I despise 96 to 98% of the entire industry. The majority of the swim industry is robbing you blind. I promise you. And I'm telling you this as one of the most expensive swim schools. But the reason I'm the most expensive is because what I have to offer is measurable, tangible, and real. What they have to offer is not. It's bullshit. They sell you politician swim classes. They'll politic you. Oh, your kid is not doing this and this. That's why it's not working. I will never tell you that. I will say, hey, you know what? Let's put some pants on this kid to weight the legs down a little to calm it, because it'll just help when he's floating and this and that. We're going to do things to work with the way that your kid moves. How your child shows up is how I'm going to work with them. If I can't teach them, it's not their fault. It's all on me. If they're not learning something, it's on me. Yeah, some kids come with different levels of coordination and skills and different body movements and different body types and different ways of breathing and different ways of moving and different ways of thinking and feeling and acting, and it all translates to body language. And if you as a teacher cannot step back and be observant enough of the body language, and I say this because the kids aren't old enough to talk in most cases, and if they are old enough to talk, you have to be able to still first observe the body language before the words. Because no, I don't want to. I want to get out. I don't want to get mommy. I want to get out. I want to get mommy. But as soon as I say, okay, ready, set, and then you turn around and you prepare to go jump and you're saying, no. But your body, you're literally like physically trying to go jump to go swim. And I see you smile when you jump, and your mom or your dad sees you smile when you jump to go swim. If I don't pay attention to that body language, then I'm not collecting useful information. I'm not going to negotiate like that with a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old. You only negotiate to like 2-3 questions. And then as soon as it's repeating or the logic's gone, you need to stop and you need to take action. But as a teacher who's teaching a physical skill based on the body language and the body movement, like you can't teach a gymnast, you can't teach all people who are trying to learn to be gymnasts to be a gymnast the same fucking way. The same exact thing doesn't work for every single person. There's general principles that do apply to every single person, but because every single person moves a little bit different and their body's weighted different and people have different levels of being like floating naturally with their body weight and their bone density and all that, like it all varies. So this is why I come from a place as a teacher of everything can be taught through breath control and body movement. But guess what? With me teaching you breath control and body movement, we're having the fucking time. We're going to have the time of our life, because guess what happens and guess what you're able to do with the skills of breath control and body movement. You're able to meditate. You're able to ride motorcycles. You're able to ride wheelies. You're able to ride skateboards. You're able to drop in on ramps. You're able to fucking ride surfboards. You're able to speak in front of fucking 300 people. You're able to do all these things all of a sudden because like you've taken it on. You know what I mean? And it's like, with breath control and body movement and body language, you can do anything. I only started being able to speak in front of people and to speak up because I started practicing. And it's like, holy shit, when I'm nervous and I'm scared of speaking every single time, my breathing gets weird, and then my body gets weird, and then I get weird because I am my breathing and my body.
Damn, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, breathing, breath work. This is it. And like in the last episode with Sebastian, he's talking about breath work. It's like you can get through multiple orgasms via breath work. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can stay underwater for fucking 30 minutes with the right type of breath work. You can go in freezing water with the right type of breath work. You can go in 200-degree saunas with the right type of breath work. You know what I mean? You can go and there's those people who go up to wild lions and stuff with the right type of breath work. When I see a dog out in the loose and it's like a big one that I'm scared of because I'm like in my core, I'm scared of dogs. Like I'll man up and handle the situation. But to my core, like I get shook when I see a big dog around the corner. Like I got attacked when I was a kid and a whole bunch of other times. There's a whole thing to it. But like I get that, right? And I realize what happens as soon as dog walks around the corner and I have that like, what is that feeling? Your breathing stopped. Your stomach dropped because your breathing stopped. And then it's like, it's just this self-perpetuating shittiness. The longer we hold our breath and the weirder our body gets. And then we start sweating and then we turn red and then we turn like whatever your thing is, right? It's like I go through different motions of feeling nervous. Sometimes it's my hands sweating a bunch. Sometimes it's my armpits. Sometimes it's my fucking head. Sometimes I just turn red. Sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes my like nervous thing is to like start shivering and I'm super cold. And it's like, you know, sometimes I'm just super quiet. Sometimes I'm stuttering. Sometimes I'm super talkative. That's rare, but like, you know what I mean? It just depends. So when we have awareness of our breath control and our body movement, we can kind of start to begin to do anything. So many different avenues open up. So I'm like, dude, we have more access to more fun things the more that we can laser in and focus on understanding our breathing. That's an amazing place to start. Like when we start feeling all fucked up and stressed and anxious and all that, check your breathing. What's your breathing doing? For reals, every time when you feel nervous, when you feel, like when I was hella going through shit, like in January, dude, I would go out on hikes and I was just grinding my teeth. And I'm like, I don't do this. This is weird. And I realized because my breathing was just like I was just so mad. Like, and my teeth are just clenched and like, I would hurt myself from my like clenching and grinding my teeth so hard. It was a fucking trip. So I had to check myself, check my breathing, because that started happening in my sleep. And I'm like, nah, this shit ain't happening no more. Like, I'm not going to take this on and just keep adapting and growing and feeding like shitty habits. I'm going to try not to anyway, you know? Fuck. So, but I'm going to at least start with the breathing.
Damn, dude.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Damn, dude.
What up, everybody? Welcome, Bicycle. And I apologize for no farmer finger licking freaking Fred. I do not have the energy for him today. So he caught the bus all the way here from his farm out in Tuscan, Minnesota, Vegas, Crane, Arizona. Yeah, no, I did not have the energy for Finger Farmer freaking. So I apologize, you guys, but he'll come around next time, because every time he comes around your city, farm. Every time he comes around your city, don't be a little bitch. So I realized I kind of went in a bunch of big circles. No, I created like a spiral with what I was saying. Like it all made sense together, but kind of like I laid the point and then just kind of started expanding out. And now I'm going to kind of go back into that spiral again to like the middle, the Cinnabon part, the heart of the Cinnabon part of this whole conversation, which is what I want my kids to know is that life is always going to be hard when you take on living a life that really fucking matters. When you take on a life that really fucking matters, you accept that you've declared your status and you are now going to move forward as that. Just like as the police officer is going to experience more criminals by declaring to become a police officer, same way a firefighter sees more fires than the average person and more hurt people than the average person because you get called to EMT calls and fires. The same way you're going to see more car accidents if that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever you declare your role as, that's going to be the lane that you create. So what I want you guys to know is that declare something that's really fucking worthwhile. Having a favorite cartoon character, a favorite celebrity, a favorite player, a favorite sports, whatever, none of that shit fucking matters. It does not fucking matter at all. Celebrities, sports stars, all that shit. People act like it's the biggest fucking deal in the world. It means absolutely fucking nothing in the grand scheme of life. Now, I'm not saying that there's not aspects of it that are important, because playing baseball, being a professional baseball player, that's somebody's dream. And if they're living their dream and they're getting paid millions of dollars to entertain and play and do what they love, that's amazing. Good for you. Like, that's fucking incredible. It needs to exist. It's entertaining for people, whatever, basketball, football, whatever. I personally am not the hugest fan of like watching sports. I'd rather play and participate or something. But like, I do like, dude, watching little kids sports is probably the funniest shit ever. That shit's cool. No, but like, I mean, I can appreciate sports for what it is. I'm just kind of like over it these days. It's like a lot of times it's a big distraction. Like, what is it? Is it Klaus Schwab? I think it's Klaus Schwab who says like, if you get, is it him or somebody else? I forgot. But they're basically one of those evil people was like if you can distract them with sports and entertainment and treats, then like you can get people to kind of do anything. If you think about it, a lot of the way that people think and identify and vote, because a lot of people identify with themselves as the way that they vote, which is insane. But like, I mean, I guess it serves its purpose, but outside of a political conversation or your job, you shouldn't be identifying as that. Whatever. Anyway, so ultimately, it's like you need to know that life is hard, and that's good. Because when life is hard, that means shit is happening. That means you're up to things. For me, when I keep knowing all these people who pass away and they keep dying, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And it's not why me. It's more so, and this isn't one of those try me situations necessarily either. I mean, I guess it is because life does try me when somebody passes. But what I should say is that it's more an instance where I have an opportunity to where if I have people I know that passed away and died, if I have kids in a failed relationship, if I have whatever it is that's my situation, I can be grateful that I have these gifts. You know what I mean? Even if it didn't work out, even if it wasn't like what I wanted it to be and it didn't work out, like ultimately, you got to be grateful. And when you're grateful for these things, you just get to win. You know what I mean? Like, it's no longer a loss. Like, I could sit here and be upset that my relationship didn't work out with my ex, and we have kids, and it's like a whole pain in the ass that this happened. And at the same time, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have my kids. We wouldn't have the adventures that we have on our own time. They wouldn't have that one-on-one super duper quality dad time. You know what I mean? And it's like, I look at it and it's like, I have to appreciate and value what I have regardless of the situation. Situations are always going to change and always heal. But what's really hard to change is to put yourself in a position in life to where you really do what the fuck is right, because you know in your heart that that's what the fuck is right to do. And you're not playing around, and you accept that it's hard, because it is. Because once you've taken on bettering yourself and improving yourself and becoming a better person, excuse me, life becomes harder because you've all of a sudden started challenging it. You're not creating any movement. You're not doing anything if life isn't hard. If life isn't hard, you're not doing shit. And if life is hard and you feel like you're not doing shit, that happens too. And sometimes your life is hard because you're not doing shit. And that's something else that you got to check. But if you know and you can safely say, man, I'm really doing the work. I'm really fucking trying. I'm learning, and I'm on this path of learning life. Once you do that, you have to understand that life is going to be hard from here forwards, and that it is not bad at all, because that means you're up to something. If these swim schools don't piss me off, that means like I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? I have these competitors. I have a company who lost a fucking entire lawsuit to us. All up in my territory and all of this. They lost a whole ass lawsuit to us. They got their asses fucking kicked. And I gotta still see these people and all this shit, and they're trying to be like, oh, you know, it's cool. Like, there's a lady there, she has no idea, like, who I am and we are in this, like, my company is and what happened with her company and the people. I know all the dirt on her. I could fucking just drop an entire fucking pile of bricks on them with factual information that held up in court. And I could sit here and badmouth these people all fucking day long. But the thing is, that's not what it's about. If I really care, I don't give a fuck about them. I have good friends of mine started their own swim school behind my back who I was like, we were working with in the first place, and they're taking everything I trained them with and my partner trained them with and trying to take and use their own thing and be like, oh yeah, it's cool. You know, I'm like, you know what? At first I was kind of like, what the fuck? And I'm like, that good for you. Go for it. Like, do it. Because really, my purpose in this lifetime is to inspire and instruct and teach and show enough kids how to save their lives in the water to the point where it changes the entire statistic of children 5 and under is the leading cause of accidental death for kids in the world. If I can change that, I cannot do it by myself. I'm only limited to so many hours in a day. So what happens is other people have to start doing it too. And whether it's as good or not, and whether a lot of these people are just grabbing you guys' money or not, or you're actually getting what you paid for, you're paying for something with measurable, tangible results, with all the freedom to take pictures and videos and whatever, dude, cool, let's fucking run, homie. But as far as I've met and seen, the majority of these people are doing it for the wrong reasons and are just stealing your fucking money. I put that on. I'm not trying to talk shit on anybody. That's not directed at anybody, but it's also directed at a whole fucking like category. You know what I'm saying? This is where it's like I come and I do shit different. And because I'm confident in what my mission is, and I know how good my work is, and I know what I'm doing, and I practice mastery of the basics, then I will get to where I want to go and create a whole lane for myself, which I've done, and I've got to elevate and take to the next level, which I need a motherfucking assistant badly because I am drowning in phone calls and whatever, and I need somebody to come fucking save my ship as far as phone calls and texts and messages and all this. So if you're very organized and you enjoy being able to fucking just earn a bunch of extra money on the side, just working when the fuck you want, all you got to do is mainly text messages, handful of phone calls, and scheduling in people into a schedule. That's it. If I can have that, holy shit, I can fly and I will be, holy shit, yes. So if that sounds like you, holla at your boy. But, we really got to do our own thing, and who gives a fuck what anybody thinks, dude? Do what you know is right. Ask yourself questions objectively and take that answer fucking seriously. Talk to yourself. Like if you, and I was talking to the topic plug about this. What up, topic plug? Hope you're doing good. I know you're going through some crazy shit, but like fuck, what was I about to say? Oh yeah. Basically, like, if your friend were in your situation, what advice would you give them? Now, that's the advice you have to take for yourself. And that's the hardest fucking part, because you have to step back and look at yourself objectively. And when you do that, it's hard, and because everything else is ooey gooey attachment and what ifs and but this and but that, and that whole world of it's like tar. It's like black tar. It's just this gooey mess of stickiness, residue. It's like, if you guys follow John Kim on Instagram, the angry therapist, or read his books, he calls it relationship residue. Like, how much old relationship residue are you walking around with? You know, and it's like, I think about them like, fuck, man, like, how much do I walk around with? And I realize, like, not a whole lot, but at the same time, there's a lot of pain. And like, I know I have so much work to do on myself and my own identity and creating the life that I want to live, to where I could actually be the partner of the type of person that I would actually really want to spend the rest of my life with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I realized, yeah, man, like, so the most important thing you could do is focus on your fucking self, whether you're in a relationship or not. You gotta do you. And this is where it gets tricky, because if your partner's not willing to put in the work, what the hell is that noise? Like, if your partner's not willing to put in the work on themselves and it's just you, that's a big indicator that it's like, yo, we're going separate directions. The same way friendships work that way. The same way business partners work that way. Like, why do we put so much care into, oh, our business partners and this and that. But it's like when it comes to friends or relationships, it's just kind of like, oh, like she's so hot and she gave me some ass, like, you know, so now we're together. We have fun. Or like, oh, this person's got a lot of money. This is so much fun, you know? And it's like, eventually it kind of just starts dwindling and not being worth very much. You know, it's like, oh, well, we're friends because we've just known each other a long time. Well, what do you actually contribute to each other's lives? What do you actually bring to the table as a human being? You know what I mean? And that's where it's like, it's kind of weird. Our standards are all like backwards as far as who we choose as lifelong partners. But then when it comes to like, you know, if it's a business thing, we're so cautious. Like, that's so weird. That's so weird. I heard that somewhere earlier, you know, and like, I was just like, I think on Ed Milet podcast, and I was just like, that's a fucking trip, dude. I was just thinking of that and putting my own words, you know. But yeah, man. So I do have some music homework. This shit, I just discovered this song actually. Honestly, this song made me fucking cry my eyes out when I first heard it. If you got kids and you got shit going on with like your ex or whatever the case, this shit hits, dude. Like super duper hits. He specifically made the song about his son and his daughter. For me, I got 2 boys, so it applies different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's still like the same fucking message, and it's like, wow, this is incredible. So I'm gonna play probably a little bit longer than I'm like allowed to, but I'm just gonna say I do not own the rights to the song at all. I'm just a huge fan. This is Mr. Shadow. The song is called Lullaby. Mr. Shadow is a San Diego rapper, by the way. So much love to him. I've been a fan of his since way back. So again, this is Mr. Shadow, Lullaby. Again, I do not own the rights to the song or video or link or anything, but the link will be in the show notes. Again, Mr. Shadow, Lullaby. Let's go.
God sent me an angel, you changed my life. I cried when I seen you for the first time. Can't put it in words how I felt inside. Felt pride, joy, mixed emotions. You made me a father, put my life in motion. I want you to know you're my best friend. Ain't a friend in the world that could be like him. It's a trip when I look at you, I see myself. Now I know how your grandma and grandpa felt. And I'm sorry about me and your mother. I guess we couldn't solve all the problems and the drama, but I'ma be here, so don't stress about nothing. You're the reason why my heart's still pumping. I'm nothing without you. I love everything about you. I'm happy when I'm around you. It's us 3 against the world. God bless my little boy and my little girl. Don't worry about a thing. Thank you for the love and the joy you bring. It's us 3 against the world. God bless my little boy and my little girl. Don't worry about a thing. Thank you for the love and the joy you bring. January 25th, 2002. I got blessed with my princess. Daddy loves you. And I'ma do everything I can to make you understand that nobody on this land can replace you or take you away from me. When you look into my eyes, I feel the honesty. And I promise to be there whenever you need me. I know you really love me and won't never deceive me.
Yo.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Yo.
Damn, dude.
That's Mr. Shadow, Lullaby. You guys go listen to that song, especially if you got kids. And, oh, man, that shit's just so hard, dude. So deep, so real. Fuck. You guys, I love you guys. Nate, Royal, I love you guys. Happy Father's Day to my dad, to my grandparents. All the, you know, everybody who's really being a good father, actually, and creating people who are contributors of this world. I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing good. Keep it up. We need more kids like that. It's a beautiful thing. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Be grateful. Practice gratitude, especially for that attitude. Be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their best friends, cousins, mothers, weed dealers, best friends, dog trainers, best friends, dolphins trainers, best friends, teachers, ice cream scoopers, best friends, therapist.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
I love you guys. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. This is the Damn Dude Podcast, and I am your host, California Cal. I'm one of the cool Californians. Season 2, episode 50. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Be sure to leave a 5-star written review on iTunes. Tell a friend. Share this podcast wherever you can, because this can and will help and change and save somebody's life. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.